10 persons are sitting in two parallel rows with equidistant from each other. In the rows 1, we have P, Q, R, S and T who are sitting, and all of them are facing north. Also, they all have scored different marks in multiples of 9. And in row 2, we have A, B, C, D and E who are all sitting, and all of them are facing south, and they have scored different marks in multiples of 7. So an interesting case. I mean, we have solved many questions where we have 10 persons sitting in two parallel rows and persons in one row facing south and the other row facing north. But what is interesting here is in row 1, where we have P, Q, R, S and T, all of them are facing north. So this is the bottom row basically. They have all scored marks in multiples of 9. And in row 2, where we have A, B, C, D, E, all of them facing south. So basically row 2 is the top row, right, since they are facing south. They have all scored marks in multiples of 7. All of them have scored marks in multiples of 7. Okay, so the bottom row guys have scored marks in multiples of 9. The top row guys, the south row guys, have scored marks in multiples of 7. Now, the persons are seated in ascending order in each row. The persons are seated in ascending order in each row. This is very, very important. Ascending order in each row, and none of them scored more than 80 marks and less than 15 marks. And none of them scored more than 80 marks and less than 15 marks. And then clues have been given to us, like E sits second to the left of the one who faces the person who scored the marks in multiples of 5. 2 persons are sitting between T and the one who faces the person who scored the marks in multiples of 8, and so on. So let's try this out. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here's the question again. I've got some space to try. So how does it look like? We've got 2 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 persons in each row. What is row 1? Row 1 has got P, Q, R, S, T. All of them facing north. So this is the row P, Q, R, S, T row. All of them are facing north, and the row 2 guys are facing south. Who are these guys? A, B, C, D, E. Right? Since they're facing each other, the south row should be on the top and the north row should be at the bottom. Right? Now we can say they're facing each other. Right? Their faces should be towards each other. Now what is the important point here is the row 1 guys, P, Q, R, S, T, have all scored marks in multiples of 9. They've all scored marks in multiples of 9. And the row 2 guys who are facing south have all scored marks in multiples of 7. Have all scored marks in multiples of 7. Importantly, the persons are seated in ascending order. So A, B, C, D, E, I mean this row will have people in ascending order of their marks. The bottom row will also have people in ascending order of their marks. And none of them have scored more than 80 marks and less than 15 marks. So maximum that they can score is 80, minimum is 15. So their marks are ranging from 15 to 80. Right? This is the range of the marks. Now try and understand what are the multiples of 7 from 15 to 80. See, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56. Let me just write this, right? Multiples of 7 from 15 to 80. Let's find out all the multiples. Put on all the multiples, right? So between 15 to 80, the multiples of 7 are 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70 and 77. Right? So these are all the multiples between 15 to 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 multiples. Yes or no? 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77. After 77, we have 84, which is out of the range. Before 21, we have 14, which is also out of range. What are the multiples of 9 between 15 to 80? We have got 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72. Right? These are the multiples of 9. 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 60, 72. After 72, we have 81, which is out of range. Before 18, we have 9, which is also out of range. So these are the multiples that we are looking at. Now, out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 multiples, 5 multiples will be allocated to PQRST. And out of these multiples of 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, out of these 9 multiples, 5 of them will be allocated to A, B, C, D, E. And remember, they are arranged in the ascending order of their marks. That is very clear. So we have to find out which 5 out of these 9 and which 5 out of these 7. Okay. So that's the context. Let's look at the clues now. First point, E sits second to the left of the one who faces the person who scored the marks in multiples of 5. Read the statement carefully. E sits second to the left of the one who faces the person who scored the marks in multiples of 5. Now, first of all, E is from the top row. E sits second to the left of the one Who is this one? Let's assume there is some person 1 here. I mean, some person, question mark, right? So E sits second to the left of this question mark, and this question mark faces the person who scored marks in multiples of 5. So try to make a pictorial representation of this statement, right? E is second to the left. See, the top row guys are facing south, so left would mean towards our right. You understand this context, right? When a guy is facing south, his left is towards our right and his right is towards our left. When a guy is facing north, the bottom row guys, their left will be towards our left and right will be towards our right. For the top row guys, their left is our right and our right is their left, or their right is our right, left. You getting it? So E is from the top row. So E sits second to the left of this person. So let's assume this is the person, question mark. Second to the left of that person. First and second, E comes here. I'm just trying to make a pictorial. So there is this person, we do not know who it is. E is second to the left of that person. First and second. First left and second left. You understand? Left is towards our right here because these are top row guys. So E sits second to the left of the one who faces the person. Now this question mark, this person here is facing somebody, right? The bottom row guy. Who scores the marks in multiples of 5. Now look at all these multiples of 9. This guy will be in the bottom row, right? So multiples of 9. Now which multiple of 9 is also a multiple of 5? 45. So this is 45. This is first point that we need to understand. Yes or no? So in the arrangement, overall arrangement, we'll have question mark dash E, 45 dash dash in this fashion. Okay, just try to understand now. E is second to left of this person who is facing the person who scored a multiple of 5. We also make out that 45 is another multiple. Okay. Now, next point. Two persons are sitting between T and the one who faces the person who scored the marks in multiples of 8. Do the same thing now. Try to make a pictorial representation. Two persons are sitting between T and the one. Now T is in the bottom row. So two persons are sitting between T and the one who faces the person who scored the marks in multiples of 8. Right? So let's assume T is here. Dash dash, and then there is that person we are referring to. Two persons sit between T and this question mark. Right? Two persons are sitting between T and the one. That one here is this question mark. So between T and this question mark, there are two persons. Now this question mark faces the person who scored marks in multiples of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now he should be facing the person who scored marks in multiples of 8. So top row. Top row guys are all who have scored multiples of 7. Now what is a multiple of 7 and a multiple of 8? 56. In all these multiples that we have listed here, the only multiple of 8 that we have got is 56. So 56 comes here. You getting it? So two persons between T and this person who's facing a person who scored a multiple of 8. You getting it? But the point is, these two can also interchange their positions. See, in the earlier case, we knew E is on the left of this question mark. But this time it's not about left or right. It's about two persons between T and question mark. So the other possibility is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. The question mark could be on this side and T comes here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And this guy scored 56. So either this or this. This is one piece that we have to arrange. This is the other piece that we have to arrange. In both the cases, you find two persons between T and question mark, and the question mark is facing multiple of 8. Now, understand. So 56 is one of the multiples for the top row, right? Okay. You have to read these statements very carefully, right? Two persons are sitting between T and the one who faces the person who has scored marks in multiples of 8. T and the one, and this one is facing the person who has got marks in multiples of 8. Don't take 72 as a multiple of 8 and put 72 here. That's not correct. Next, T does not score the maximum marks among the persons sitting in the same row. T does not score the maximum marks among the persons sitting in the same row. So T is not got the highest marks. T is not got the highest marks means what? T cannot be the extreme end. Remember, the person who has got highest marks will be at the extreme end because they are being arranged in the ascending order. The persons are seated in ascending order in each row. So if T has got the highest marks, T should be the extreme end. But it's very clearly given that T does not score the maximum marks among the persons seated in the same row, which means T is not the extreme end. There is one more person after T or before T. T has not got the highest marks. So if you observe, there are two cases possible now, and the two cases are case 1 and case 2. This itself can be developed in two cases. T has not scored the highest marks. In fact, there are three cases. Like for example, if you consider this part of it, this side of it, since T has not scored highest marks, there should be one more person after T. Ascending order, right? T has not got the highest marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and fifth person comes here. In this case, T could have scored the lowest marks. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 and fifth person can come here, or maybe the fifth person is before T. So overall 3 cases. This will result in one case. We can have one person after T. Yes or no? See, we have to put 5 dashes in the bottom row, right? There are already 4 dashes. Can the fifth dash come before question mark here? No. If the fifth dash comes before question mark, T will become the highest. But we know that T is not the highest marks person. So the fifth dash has to come after T. In this case, the fifth dash can either come before T or after T. So overall, we have got 3 cases, if I have to say. Keep that in mind. We'll actually do the arrangement later, but there are 3 cases possible. This will give us 2 possibilities. This will give us 1 possibility. Now, B sits second to the right of the one who scored the marks in multiples of 6. B sits second to the right of the one who scored marks in multiples of 6. Now, B is in which row? Top row. And B sits second to the right of the one who scored. See, the one we are referring to has scored marks in multiples of 6. So, in the top row, what is a multiple of 6 available? The only multiple of 6 that is available is 42. So, B sits second to the right of 42. B sits second to the right of the one who scored marks in multiples of 6. So B sits second to the right of 42. Now right in this case would mean towards our left, because B and the top row guys are facing south. So B sits second to the right of 42. B sits second to the right of 42. Meaning if 42 is here, we'll have dash and then we'll have B. This is how it is. Yes or no? B sits second to the right of the one who scored marks in multiples of 6. So 42 is the number there. B second to the right of 42. First and second. Why are we taking right towards our left? Because these guys are in the top row who are facing south. So 42 dash. Now continue. B sits second to the right of the one who scored marks in multiples of 6. Who here refers to the guy who scored marks in multiples of 6. I have told you who always refers to the preceding person. Right? So who scored 7 marks more than C scored. So this person who scored 42 has scored 7 marks more than whatever C has scored. You're able to follow? B is second to the right of 42 and 42 guy has scored 7 marks more than C scored. So if 42 is 7 more than C score should be 35. Can I conclude now C score should be 35? Yes. Yes or no? C score has to be 35. 42 is 7 more than 35. Right? 42 is 7 more than 35. So C scores 42 is more than 7 more than 35. So C has scored 35. Now, since we also know that guys are in ascending order, immediately before 42, 35 has to come. Since they are in ascending order, 35 has to come immediately before 42. 35 is also a multiple. We have decided. I told you, right? Out of these 9 multiples, we have to find out which are those 5 multiples. So 56 is one multiple, 42 is one multiple, and 35 is the multiple. Obviously, since they are in ascending order, 35 and 42 will be together. So I'm sure that 35 will come here itself. It cannot go anywhere else. 35 and 42 have to be together, and 35 should be before 42. And moreover, we know that 35 has been scored by C. So this is another piece that we have to fix in the top row. B, C, who has scored 35, and then the next person has scored 42. You getting it? So B sits second to the right of the one who scored marks in multiple of 6, and this person scored 7 marks more than what C has scored. So this is the arrangement that we need to do in the top row. Next, R sits second to the left of the one who scored marks in multiples of 7. R sits second to the left of the person who scored marks in multiples of 7. Now remember, R is in the bottom row. We are talking about R sitting second to the left of the one who scored marks in multiples of 7. So R is second to left of someone who has scored marks in multiples of 7. Now tell me which multiple here is a multiple of 7 out of 18, 27, 36 and so on? 63. Yes or no? 63 is the only multiple of 7. And R sits second to the left of 63. Now R and 63 are in the bottom row. They are all facing north. So it should be 63. It should be R is second to the left, right? So it should be like this. How will it be? R is second to the left of 63, right? So if 63 is here, first and second, it will be like this, in this fashion. 63 dash R. Now you can check again. R is second to the left of the person who scored marks in multiples of 7. So 63 is a multiple of 7. First and second. R is second to the left. They are in the bottom row. So left should be towards our left. So 63 dash R. Who does score the highest marks in the R sits second to the left of the person who scored the marks in multiples of 7. who does score the highest marks in the same row. So now we can conclude that 63 is the highest marks. Who here refers to whom? The preceding person. We know that the preceding person is 63. Multiple of 7 here is 63. Who does score the highest marks in the same row? Who does score the highest marks in the same row? So I can now conclude that 63 is the extreme end of this arrangement in the bottom row, because 63 is the highest score. Who does score the highest marks in the same row? So now I can actually start doing the arrangement, because I've got the extreme end. All this while the extreme end was not known to us. Now we know the extreme end. So how will we do it? See, let me put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? This is the arrangement. I know this is pakka. I mean, this is a fixed statement where 63 has to come in the extreme end, because we are arranging them in ascending order very clearly. The persons have to be arranged in ascending order, right? And since 63 is highest, 63 has to come in the bottom. So 63 is here and R comes here. You understand? I'll write the names on the top and scores at the bottom here. So these are the two rows. This point is fixed. 63-R. 63-R. Right? Now can we fix something else here? Can we fix this T dash question mark? We knew, right, that there are two. So in the bottom row we know T and this thing will have. So it can be T dash question mark coming here, or T dash question mark coming here. So T can either come here or here, or T can come here also, dash question mark. So all three are possible. Let's not go there, but this is how it's going to look like. Okay, move forward. Anyway, T does not score the marks in multiples of 6. T does not score the marks in multiples of 6. T is in the bottom row. T does not score the marks in multiples of 6, meaning T will not be scoring 36 or 54 or 18 or 72. Yes or no? T cannot be 36, 18, 54, 72 and so on. Fine. D faces the person who scored 22 marks less than himself. D faces the person who scored 22 marks less than himself. D is facing the person. So D is opposite to the person who scored 22 marks less than D. Do we know D's marks here, by the way? For example, see, D cannot be 35. 35 is C, we know. If D is 42, then the person who's facing D should be 20, but 20 is not available. If D is 56, can we do that? Can we do that exercise? See, this is a very interesting statement. This will probably help us find out the other multiple in the bottom row. D faces the person who scored 22 marks less than himself. So what are the values of D? D can be 21, 28 and so on. The person who's facing D should be 22 less than that. So find out, can D be 21? No, if D is 21, 21 minus 22 should be the opposite person. But 21 minus 2 is minus 1, which is not available here, right? So D cannot be 21. Are you able to follow? I am trying to find out the value of D. D can be anything between, it can be 21 or 28, or it cannot be 35 because 35 is already fixed for C, or 42 or 49 or 56 or 63 or 70 or 77. Okay, so can D be 21? No, D cannot be 21 because 21 minus 22 is minus 1. 28 minus 22 is 6. 6 is also not available. 42 minus 22 is 20, not available in the bottom row. Yes or no? That minus 22 should give us a number in the bottom row. 49 minus 22 is 27. So 49 is possible. If D has got 49, minus 22, 27 would be possible. Try other things. 56 minus 22 is 34. Not possible. 63 minus 22 is 41. Not possible. Yes or no? 56 minus 22 is 34. 63 minus 22 is 41. Not available. 70 minus 22 is 48. Even that's not possible. 77 minus 22 is 55. Even that is not available. Sorry. 77 minus 20 is 55. That's not available. So clearly D has scored 49. D has scored 49. And the person who's facing D has scored how much? 27. So we can now make it. D is opposite to, you're able to follow. D has scored 49 and D is opposite to 27. Okay, keep this in mind. This is another piece that we have to fix. Yeah. Next, E does not, there's some grammatical errors here. E does not score the marks in even number. he does not score the marks in even number. E does not score the marks in even number, meaning, okay, E cannot be 42 or E cannot be 56. So E has to be something else. Yes or no? E does not score the marks in even number. So E has to be something other than 42 or 56. Can it be 77? No. 77 is, okay, can it be 70? See, there are only 4 numbers available. And we know E is not even number. So 42 and 56 cannot be E. Can E be 21? No. E may be 28. Can E be 63? No. Can E be 77? No. So E either is 28 or 70. E is either 28 or 70. We'll figure that out. Don't worry. S does not score the lowest marks. S does not score the lowest marks. S does not score the lowest marks means what? S cannot come here. This position cannot be S. Since S has not scored the lowest marks, S cannot come here. As many persons are sitting between B and E is same as S and D. B and E. The number of persons between B and E is same as the number of persons between S and D. Okay, so I think all the points have been understood and we have got pictorial representations of most of them, and this is the arrangement where we have only been able to fix R and 63. Now let's do the actual part of it. How do we close this? So D has scored 49. Okay, it's very clear. See, I'm trying to extend this part only. We have got B, C. See, try to look at it. I'll just clear this. We have understood that D has scored 49, right? I'm just clearing it up. I need more space. If you try to observe, the most important clue here is all of them are in ascending order. So if you look at this piece here, we have got B, C, who has scored 35, then somebody who has scored 42. Immediately after 42, 49 has to come, and that is D, we know. So the arrangement will be in this fashion. I mean, I can say I have considered this. This and this both have been merged. B, C, 35, then there should be 42, and 49 is also multiple available here. And next we also know that 56 also is going to be multiple. Okay, I think we are done. You're getting it? See, we already know 35, 42, 49, 56 multiples are available. 35, 42, 49, 30, 56 are the multiples available. And if we try to merge key points now, B, C has got 35. So next will be 42, 49, 56. But we knew that E has either scored 20. That was this point, right? E does not score. Oh, I'm sorry. The point was E does not score the marks even number. E cannot be an even number. Okay, I'm going back to the previous analysis that we had done. I think we missed one point. I missed one point. E does not score the marks in even number. So if E does not score even number, we understood that E cannot be 42 or 56. From the remaining values, sorry, I think I did it the opposite way. The remaining values were these, right? Okay, just a second. E does not score the marks in even number. So E does not score the marks in even number, meaning E cannot be 42, E cannot be 56, E cannot be 28, E cannot be 70. E can either be 21 or 63 or 77. B, C, 42, 49. Something is wrong with the whole thing that I've done, because I'm getting 6 values in the top row. I know C has scored 35. I know 42 is also available. So, and B is second to the right of 42. So B, C 35 and this 42 is fixed. We've also figured out that D has scored 49. So B, C dash 49 is done. How do we know 56 is there in the picture? How did we figure out 56? because there was a multiple of 8 somewhere given, right? Yeah, 2 persons are sitting with D, and the one who faces the person who scored marks in multiples of 8, and the only multiple of 8 here is 56. So 56 also should be there. So the point is, how will I get E? Because E has not scored marks in even number. Hold on guys, I'm trying to figure out what has gone wrong. I know that 35 is a number there, 42 is also a number there, 49 is by D, and 56. These 4 are there. So 35, 42, 49, 56 have to be in ascending order. And we know that these, none of them. Okay, anyways, if I look at the bottom row, by the way, where can T come? T can come anywhere. The persons are seated in ascending order in each row. Okay, ascending order in each row. Ascending would mean ascending left to right only in both the rows. Okay, since the top row is facing south, would that mean ascending order is right to left here? If that is the case, okay, I can see your comments here. Yeah, I am also now wondering if ascending order for the top row would mean left to right, which is usually the case, or right to left. Ascending order in the bottom row would definitely be, left to right, because it is north facing row, right? But for south facing row, even if you want to take ascending order from right to left, for the sake of argument, let's assume it is right to left, will it solve my problem? No, because I know 42-B will come in this fashion, then C might come here. Yeah, so let's assume that ascending order, let me use a different color to try that ascending order, right? Ascending order in the top row, let's assume is right to left. It's not left to right, it's right to left. In that case, what happens? We already knew that 42-B is fixed. This cannot be changed. This is not based on ascending or descending order. It was given that B is second to the right of the one who scored marks in multiples of 6, right? And then we knew that who scored 7 marks more than C scored. So 35 would come here, which is C. So 35, 42. We know that 49 is here, scored by D. Yeah. And we know 49, after 49, 56 has to come for B. So 35, 42, 49, 56 is done. And we know E has not scored even marks. E will score odd marks. So it can either be 21, 63, 77. Yeah, so if it is 63 or 77, E would come here. If it is 21, E would come here. Yeah, guys, I think that would help us get the arrangement. Now I think it's possible. So we have to just change one thing here. What we need to do is ascending order in the top row would be right to left and not left to right. So I'll tell you what needs to be done. Just a second. Ascending order in the top row. See, this was the point that we had got earlier. Try to look at this. Just a second. Since the guys in the top row are facing south, ascending order in that case would mean right to left and not left to right. So basically in the top row it's a descending order and not ascending order in one way. So we know that B-42 will come in this fashion because it says B sits second to the right of the one who scored marks in multiples of 6. So second to the right of 42. And who scored 7 marks more than C scored. So 42 is 7 more than C. So C scored 35 marks. And since it is a descending order or ascending order from right to left, 35 should come here. So this is how it's going to be. And then we will later on figure out D scored 49. So D comes here with 49 marks. You understand? 35, 42, 49. We know 56 is also a multiple to be chosen here. So it's obvious that B scored 56. Right? And this cannot be E. This has to be A. This cannot be, this has to be A because E did not score even marks. According to the data, E did not score even marks. Yes or no? E does not score even marks. E scored odd marks. So it's obvious that it will be B, D, A, C. And the marks will be 56, 49, 42, 35. So 35, 42, 49, 56. Ascending order from right to left. Or descending order. 56, 49, 42, 35. So the now only question is, where will this piece come? Will it be B, D, A, C, E or E, B? You understand? So what are the, now who's left out? E is left out. And we know that E scored odd marks. So E can either be 21 or 63 or 77. If E is 21, E would come here. After 35, right? If E is 63 or 77, E would come here, right? But if you now try to use this point, this particular point that we have done, you cannot take E on the extreme left here. You cannot take E before B, because if you take E before B, if E is taken here, then 45, which has to come in the bottom row, is further out of the arrangement. You're able to follow? Look at this piece. By considering this piece, it's obvious that E will be after C. E would come here. Only then 45 can be fixed this way, right? You understand? This is the first item that we are arranged. Dash dash E, and in the bottom row will be 45 dash dash. So considering this, E cannot be taken before B. If you take E before B, 5 persons in the top row are fixed. Then there will be 5 persons in the bottom row, and 45 will be going out of the arrangement. So E has to come here. So I think in the top row, the arrangement is going to be B, D, A, C, E. We know B scored 56, D scored 49, A scored 42, C scored 35. And before 35, I mean less than 35, the only odd multiple of 7 that we have is 21. And we know that E scored odd number. So this should be 21. E cannot score 28 because 28 is even. E scored odd. So the top row is done. B, D, A, C, E, B, D, A, C, E, 21, 35, 42, 49, 56. Ascending order. Ascending order because, see, it is ascending order from right to left because they are all facing south. So this is done. Now look at the bottom row. We know that D was opposite to 27. We did that calculation, right? 22 marks less than D. So D was opposite to 27. So this should be 27. Yes or no? So this piece is arranged. This piece is arranged. E and 45 should be in this fashion. Try to fix this piece now. E dash dash opposite to 45. Yes or no? Whatever this arrangement was. E dash dash 45. So E This A should be opposite to 45 basically. Yes or no? I have arranged this piece. This pictorial representation that we have done, right? It would come here. E dash dash opposite to 40. So this is done now. Now in the bottom row, look at this. We have got 27, 45, 63. Now between 45 and 63, since we are putting in ascending order, the only number that comes here is 54. So 54 has to come here. Because between 45 and 63, we only have 54. And if this is 27 and numbers have to be arranged in ascending order, it has to be 18. Yes or no? Before 27, the only multiple of 9 that we have is 18. So 18, 27, 45, 54, 63 are the numbers. Now how would you fix the persons is the question. Try to fix that. See, we know that T was not a multiple of, see, we have understood this, right? T was not a multiple of 6. Somewhere it was given. T does not score marks in multiples of 6. So if T was not a multiple of 6, T cannot be 18, T cannot be 54. T should either be 27 or 63. We can fix T according to 56, right? Why do I do all that? This point is also there. Try to use this point now. With respect to 56, how will you arrange T? 56 is here. Dash, dash. This should be T. Fifty-six dash 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 T. But T is becoming a multiple of 54. I mean multiple of 6 then. What was that point which made us get this? T does not score maximum marks, that is fine. Two persons are sitting between T and the one who faces the person who scored marks in multiples of 8. Marks in multiples of 8 is 56. So 2 persons between this person and T. 1, 2, T has to come here. But 54 is a multiple of 6 and that is violating it. T did not satisfy the condition. See, while we have got the top row, the bottom row is breaking when it comes to T's condition here, which says T does not score the marks in multiples of 6. Can you all follow what I am saying? T does not score marks in multiples of 6. But the only way I can arrange T is here, and T has to take 54 because R scored 45. How do we know R scored 45 by the way? Because how do we know R scored 45? How did we find out R has scored 45? Because there was one number which was a multiple of 5. No, some condition was given. E sits second to the left of the one who scored the marks. E sits second to the left of the person who is facing the person who scored marks in multiple of 5. Yeah. Let me try the other things by the way. So other than this condition of T not being a multiple of 6, how do we fix the remaining persons here? As many persons are sitting between B and E as between S and P. Between B and E, how many persons do we have? Okay, between B and E, we have 3 persons. So between S and P also, we should have 3 persons. But S is not on this end. So this is P and this is S. So P, Q, R, T, S. Okay, the bottom row is also fixed in terms of S and P. The number of persons between B and E, 3, should be same as number of persons between S and P. Since S cannot come here, it should be P here with S here. And Q takes the position. I think this is the arrangement that we have got. The only condition which we could not satisfy is this. Let me highlight T being a multiple of. I think a very interesting question posted by Nishi, but where did we go wrong? So what did we do here? First of all, the change, one important point that we have realized is, in this case, the ascending order for the top row should be right to left, since the persons are facing south. If I do left to right, then I'm not even getting the value of E. If I do left to right, only when I do right to left ascending order, we get E as 21. But when I do that, this condition breaks.